This is a beat on the top and the bottom line by Delta for the first quarter. The company earning 64 cents a share. The street was expecting 57 cents a share. Revenue coming in slightly better than expected at $14.2 billion. The Q1 metrics, this tells the story of the impact of rising jet fuel in March. When you look at revenue per seat mile, we knew it would be strong, and it was up 8.2% in the first quarter year over year. But cost per seat mile was also up 6% year over year, with jet fuel costs up 8% in the first quarter compared to the first quarter of 2025. Pre-tax margin of 3.7%, better than what we saw last year when they were at 2.9%. And then the segments within Delta, premium is where they're killing it right now. Premium revenue up 14% in the first quarter compared to last year. Main cabin revenue, and this is important here, they saw an inflection where it went positive, up 1%. Domestic revenue overall up 8%, with transatlantic revenue up 11%. As for the guidance, Delta expects to earn between $1 and $1.50 in the second quarter. The street is at $1.41, with revenue expected to be up in the low teens. The street is expecting revenue to be up 10.3%, so that revenue guidance is above what the street is expecting. Capacity will be flat. Now, this is important. They planned for capacity to be up about 3 to 3.5% at the beginning of the year. Now it will be flat. This is them saying, let's be more judicious about not flying unprofitable flights. So that's an important designation there. Finally, this will tell you everything about jet fuel costs, guys. Delta expects to spend about $2 billion more on fuel in the second quarter than it originally planned. And that includes a $300 million offset or a gain from its refinery. Gives you some indication about the impact of jet fuel that Delta is preparing for in the second quarter. We'll talk more about this in an exclusive with Ed Bastian, CEO of Delta. You don't want to miss it. We'll be talking to him in about a half an hour, guys, not only about the guidance, but also about riding this turbulence when it comes to jet fuel.
Yeah. Hey, Phil, I want to take a look. Guys, if you can call the chart up. I know we've been looking at the stock up 11%, but can you give me a tick by tick so I see exactly when that stock moved? Because I didn't look at the shares before the news came out. My expectation is that the shares were higher anyway, because you see oil prices down so sharply. 11%, obviously they did well, but the oil prices alone coming down so substantially,
I think
it's got to be a huge boost.
Oil was most of that, Becky, and this, look, they beat on the top and the bottom line. If you are an airline investor, or if you're a Delta investor, these are good numbers. This is what you're looking for. You know that jet fuel is going to be a headwind in the second quarter and potentially for the rest of the year. You want to see how they're handling that, and you also want to see strong demand. That's what we're going to talk about with Ed Bastian. It's all about the demand profile right now. Are we seeing demand destruction as Delta and other airlines raise fares, raise checked bag fees? At some point, you would think that would kick in. We'll find out when we talk with Ed in about a half hour.
Even that number of $2 billion more that they expect to spend on fuel in the second quarter, those numbers were run before we saw the move in energy prices overnight as well. I just wonder if that may be a conservative revision based on what we've seen.
Absolutely. Basically, it comes down to this, Becky. They expect jet fuel. They originally expected to spend $2.60 a gallon. In the second quarter, they think it'll be $4.40 a gallon. Now, could that come down dramatically if we see this ceasefire hold? Absolutely, that could be the case. But nobody is counting on anything at this point being permanent. I think they're all thankful that there's a drop in jet fuel prices.
True, and the drop we're seeing this morning may not be permanent, too. So it's hard to say what happens in this quarter.
Yep. And Phil, all these people flying in the front of the planes and the big premium little pods and stuff, they're less sensitive to fares going up. If they want to go to some 1%er place, they're going. So I would say that it's probably...
No, I understand what you're saying, Joe, I would agree.
More inelastic for the people that we're talking about that are fueling a lot of Deltas better than expected. What did you say, 14%?
That is correct. Joe, that's correct. With one thing I want to say, I cannot tell you the number of people who have stopped me in the last couple of weeks, whether they are friends and family back in Chicago or when I'm on the road, and I'm on the road all the time. I will be stopped in the airport. And increasingly, you know what I've heard over the last 2 weeks? Have you seen airfares? This is
Yeah.
ridiculous. I wanted to take a trip this summer. I'm not taking that trip. That has changed. Now let's see if that stays the case. We're going to be talking. This is all about demand, and that's what we're going to be talking with Ed about.